Near the village of Sundarpur, nestled between lush green hills, there was a serene forest where a small, peaceful village thrived. In this village lived a young boy named Aarav. He was diligent and kind-hearted, always eager to learn and work hard. However, one habit often troubled him. He constantly compared himself to others. Whenever he saw his friend Veer, the brightest student in the village, he thought, "I wish I were as intelligent as him." Whenever he saw his neighbor Rohan, who belonged to a wealthy family, he thought, "I wish I had as much money as him." Even when he saw someone running swiftly across the fields, he thought, "I wish I were that fast." These constant comparisons made him unhappy. He struggled to focus on his studies, and his enthusiasm for work gradually faded. No matter how much effort he put in, he always felt he wasn't good enough. One day, a wise sage named Guru Prakash visited the village. Known for his deep understanding of life, people from distant places came to seek his guidance. Aarav, hearing of his wisdom, decided to visit him. "Guruji," Aarav said with a troubled heart, "I work hard, but whenever I see someone better than me, I feel discouraged. I feel like I will never be as successful as them. Please help me overcome this feeling." The sage smiled and said, "Come to the ancient banyan tree near the river at sunrise tomorrow. You will find your answer there." Aarav found the request unusual but trusted the sage's words. The next morning, as the golden sun rose over the village, Aarav arrived at the banyan tree, where Guru Prakash was already waiting. The sage gestured toward the forest. "Look carefully around you. What do you see?" Aarav observed the surroundings and replied, "I see many different trees, some tall, some short. Some bear fruit, while others provide shade." The sage nodded. "Now imagine if the mango tree wished to be as tall as the palm tree and complained about its height. And what if the palm tree wished to bear sweet fruit like the mango tree? Would that make sense?" Aarav thought for a moment and said, "No, Guruji. That would be foolish." The sage smiled. "Exactly. Now tell me, how does this forest look to you?" Aarav gazed around and said, "It looks beautiful and balanced." Guru Prakash placed a gentle hand on Aarav's shoulder. "That is the truth of life. Every tree has its own purpose and place. A mango tree is meant to give sweet fruit, while a palm tree is built for height and resilience. Each serves its unique role. Just like them, every human being has a distinct journey and strengths. Comparing yourself to others is like expecting a fish to fly or a bird to swim deep in the ocean." He then led Aarav to a nearby pond, where fish swam peacefully. Pointing to a bird soaring above, he asked, "If the fish wished to fly like this bird, would that be fair?" Aarav shook his head. "No, Guruji. A fish is meant to swim, and a bird is meant to fly." The sage smiled. "Then why do you want to be like someone else? You have your own unique abilities, ones that others might not have. Focus on developing them." At that moment, realization dawned upon Aarav. He understood that everyone has their own strengths and that constant comparison only leads to misery. From that day onward, he stopped comparing himself to others and instead worked on improving himself. Over time, his confidence grew and he excelled in his work. Years later, through perseverance and dedication, Aarav built a successful business. He became one of the most respected individuals in the village. Whenever people asked him the secret to his success, he would smile and say, "A fish that tries to fly will only fail. But if it focuses on swimming, it can rule the entire ocean. The sun and the moon never compete, yet both shine in their own time. Stop comparing yourself to others. Recognize your strengths, walk your own path, and success will follow."